So, I've been practicing Minecraft PvP, but I'm still pretty bad. So I've been playing on all these pro servers like Lifesteal.net, Flameprag server, and even PvP Legacy. But I was wondering, do these servers actually make you better at PvP? Or are they just a way to kill time and play the game? I'm allowing myself 7 days of playing on these servers to find out. This is day 1. I wanted to start with cart PvP because cart PvPers have very good coordination and fast reflexes, and I wanted those skills in my fighting style. Though this match I was very disorganized and I was fumbling my keybinds a lot, and even though I did end up winning this fight, it was only because the guy gave up and let me quit him out. Then I queued in for another SMP duel, and I think I was doing pretty good in the beginning. My combos are doing well, my shield disabling was good, but then towards the middle and the end of the fight I was making a lot of mistakes and I was a lot more inconsistent. My hand kept getting really sore and really tired. I'm pretty sure I got carpal tunnel from this one fight alone, but I knew moving on I would have to work on my endurance. Then I saw some people in the middle queuing for some custom duels and I thought I would try one out. I found one called Trust and it was very interesting to say the least. It had some weird spawn egg type loadout and it really didn't help me improve at all because I kind of just spawned a warden on that guy and yeah, buddy was dead. Yeah, I kind of just did that one custom duel. I was really feeling unmotivated because it didn't really help me, and the first day was already demotivating enough. But then the third day came around and I found potion duels, and my performance surprised me. The lag in this fight was insane. At this point in the fight, he had definitely used a lot less resources than I have, and I was going for potions fast. And he was definitely hitting his combos way more consistently than me. And the amount of lag I had during this fight definitely wasn't helping my case. And I really couldn't predict this guy's movements. It almost looked like a hack client with the way he was moving, but obviously it wasn't, it was just lag. But I could also see the lag was affecting him. I had exhausted a lot more resources than he had during this fight. And at this point, I definitely thought I was going to lose. But sometimes you have to go a bit further than your enemy is willing to go to win. After legitimately doing good in my potion duel, I was feeling a lot more motivated, so I queued back cart to see how I improved. And even though I had a new hotbar configuration, I was still very much stumbling over my keybinds and everything, which is kind of awkward. I knew that I would have to master card PvP soon, but for now I thought I should go over the sword and see how I do there. This was day 4, and also one of my greatest fights yet. At this point, I knew this was going to be a good fight. I was doing good and my opponent was doing good, and I knew this would definitely help me improve in PvP. At this point, we were both tied, and whoever won the next round would win the entire game. But honestly, I didn't want it to end. It felt so good to be so consistent in my PvP, and to hit my combo so well and fight an opponent who was actually good. But I knew that if I wanted to win, that there was no room for hesitation. This is a netherite SMP duel that I took after the previous fight, and in the beginning I was really consistent and doing my combos really well, but funnily enough, the opponent asked to stop the fight midway. I think they were sorting out their inventory, and then they even dropped their sword afterwards, and we kind of had like a laugh about that. I did end up losing, but probably because I was being respectful, and actually letting the opponent get their bearings. So I guess fight disrespectfully or something like that. This is day 5, and on day 5 I wanted to focus on another aspect of PvP, and that being team fights. PvP is not only about soloing an opponent, but also being able to work with a team effectively to eliminate another enemy team. I knew if I wanted to join an SMP or do a team tournament, that I would need these skills to improve in my PvP fighting style. Overall, I think I did pretty good. But also tell me why we had the actual mortal demon in this lobby. Like, this guy was not dying. On day 6, I wanted to try to master Mace PvP. Mace PvP is very effective at eliminating an opponent and has many different branching fighting styles like Elytra macing and beach swapping. And I knew if I wanted to become a PvP pro, then I needed to definitely master the Mace. So the following clips are my journey on mastering it. First, I joined PvP Legacy and queued into some custom duels. I found this Rain Elytra Trident Riptide duels thing, and it was pretty interesting. It was weird getting my bearings at first, especially since this is my first introduction to actually trying to Elytra Mace. I did get some pretty good hits in, but other times just fell, so I knew I really had to work on my aim going in. Though it would seem that I actually was getting a lot of good hits in, and I was feeling very confident in my abilities going on. And I did hit some pretty crazy clips that day. And one custom kit on PvP Legacy had a curse of binding netherite chestplate, so I couldn't Elytra Mace. But I noticed it before he could trick me with it. I was definitely winning consistently a lot of matches, and it was honestly insane how many hours I put in this day. I honestly feel like Elytra Macing would be a main style of mine. It was really fun, and honestly, I never stopped playing it. As you guys can tell, I was still missing a lot of shots, but I definitely felt like I was becoming more consistent in Mace PvP. Overall that day I felt like I was doing really good, and I was definitely confident for day 7. And for day 7, I wanted to see how I really improved in each fighting style. So I started with the one that I was worst at, which is card. Though before moving on to card, I kind of joined this like budget armor duel, as you can see on screen, and I just wanted to showcase it to show that I still knew how to combo and clutch on basically really low health. Just so you guys know, I didn't lose my comboing ability after doing all that mace PvP. Though with that duel being done, it's time to move on to how I improve in card. As you guys can see, I'm running a hybrid regular cart and expo cart kit. This is the basic standard now on Flame Frag server, and some of you guys may have noticed that there's some things that are in these recent day 7 clips that probably weren't in the previous clips. That's because I honestly had this video for a while planned, and I never recorded for day 7, and I kind of played a lot of matches in between. This is basically a culmination of all my PvP skills, basically. And yeah, I just wanted to clarify that, so enjoy the show. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm still fumbling with my keybinds a little bit. Yeah, this is a cart PvP PSA. Do not let people get close to you. I do not know what happened to the audio here, but yeah. And I think I did pretty good on the card duels that day. But if I wanted to become a true Minecraft PvP pro, then I had to do more than card duels that day. So I did some sword and mace again. And I did really, really good, I'd say. And I also learned how to breach swap quite effectively. And well, that was day 7. I think we can all agree that I improved significantly in my PvP since day 1, specifically in Sword, Card, and Mace. And I would definitely say that the servers have definitely helped me in this process, especially with all the custom kits and different modes that I could play. My only critique that I have is with Flame Frag server, which is that the chat is kind of distractingly spamming every like 2 seconds with death messages. Though other than that, no real critiques here. And after all that, I definitely think I can say that I've earned the title of PvP Pro. If you guys enjoyed this video, I'd recommend subscribing, and I'd also recommend you check out my ARG videos that I have covering some internet mysteries. They're definitely a worthwhile watch, and I think you'll enjoy them. Though until next time in my next video I make, that's been me, the Consultex. Goodbye.